The Office of Naval Intelligence are the most notorious shadow organisation in the Halo universe, responsible for the most dark and unethical acts conducted to preserve the well-being of humanity. With these operations being classified under the highest of directives, they require the most efficient agents to conduct them. Agents who can get the job done no matter how dirty, quickly, cleanly, while leaving no trace, paper trail, nor bloodstain. Known by his previous superior as his own private Grim Reaper, few were more useful to ONI than one Spartan B312, Noble 6. Prior to and during the Human Covenant War, some of humanity's most efficient soldiers were those who could conduct operations with hyper-lethality while remaining off the grid. These warriors typically fell under the jurisdiction of the Office of Naval Intelligence, and subsequently have large portions of their lives and memories redacted. Spartan B312 is a prime example of such a soldier. Born at an unknown date, 6 was one of the orphans claimed by ONI Beta 5 in 2537, claimed with 418 other children to be trained as Spartan 3s in Beta Company. Each of these children shared one unique character-defining trait. They were all orphaned by the Covenant, and were all old enough to understand the concept of revenge, a lethal cocktail of emotions that only plan to manipulate to create Spartans with an unmatched thirst for vengeance. At this early age, B312 was already outshining his classmates, and thus was handpicked by Lieutenant Kurt Ambrose, a notorious Spartan too, and then moved to a mysterious division of similarly skilled trainees, designated Cat 2. Due to the abilities of those elusive Cat 2 Spartans, they were assigned on operations that required a more steady hand. They were pulled from Beta Company and then proceeded to work with Special Forces on a number of highly classified operations, the files of which are likely long destroyed. In pulling B312 from Beta Company, Kurt may have just demonstrated one of the 2 traits this unique Spartan 3 shared with another Spartan, the most decorated of his class. Shortly after his transfer, Beta was sent on Operation Torpedo, a successful yet extremely bloody operation in which all but 2 Spartans in Beta Company were killed in action. It was from this point on that B312's life became one of classified stamps, red tape, and black ink. He entered service as one of ONI's Black Ops Spartans, sent on highly classified assassination missions under the orders of higher-ups at the office. This, combined with the secrecy of the Cat 2s, meant his life became that of a ghost. What we know of his operations under ONI paints a terrifying picture for any enemies of the office. B312 was known to make entire militia groups disappear, and broke terrorist organisations that looked to cause irreparable harm to humanity, all single-handedly. It was because of this he garnered a reputation as a lone wolf assassin, and ultimately started undertaking operations alone that would usually require the power of a full fire team, further defining him as a lone wolf. Consequently, it was during this time he earned some of his most intimidating titles. One of his superiors at ONI once referred to him as his own private Grim Reaper, a title that speaks to the hyper-lethality of his combat prowess. This prowess also earned him the unique rating of hyper-lethal by Dr. Catherine Halsey, classifying him as a hyper-lethal vector, one of only 2 Spartans to ever achieve such a rating, and I think we all know who that other Spartan is. B312 was also one of the few involved in the Saber program, a highly classified experimental space technology program directed by the UNSC. The project resulted in the development of the YSS-1000 Saber space fighter, a highly effective starfighter that would be used by the UNSC Air Force to fend off Covenant Banshees, Seraphs, and for scuttle operations, due to the unmatched maneuverability and damage output of the ship. 2 months prior to his acquisition by Noble, B312 demonstrated the true potential of the Saber program in a counter-insurgency operation on the rebel-controlled colony of Mamor, which gained him the approval of Colonel Urban Holland, and ultimately sparked his transfer to Noble Team, following the loss of their previous Noble 6, Tom A293, in the Battle of Fumarole. From here on in, B312 would be designated Noble 6, and although he would be a priceless asset to Noble Team and contribute immensely to the war effort by ensuring that Cortana and the Pillar of Autumn made it off Reach, he would eventually meet his end once again as a lone wolf, stranded in the Azad shipyard, alone as the Covenant put the final nail in the coffin of Reach. A bittersweet ending to the life of a ghost. He lived most of his life fighting alone against unrelenting forces, shrouded in mystery due to the top-secret nature of his operations. In his final hours, Noble 6 fought alone against an unrelenting force, his death shrouded by the smoke of the ashes of Reach. Even in death, Spartan B312 lives on as one of the many ghosts of Reach, but few had the lasting impact of this hyper-lethal vector. However, we do have one last thing to briefly discuss, a question that I've been asked many times. Was Noble 6 once a headhunter? Well, truth be told, we don't know, and we will likely never know, sadly. Given that he was a Cat 2 Spartan 3, his unique abilities may have qualified him for the program, and the nature of his missions as a Black Ops agent under ONI definitely fall in line with the work of the Headhunters. His title as an ONI higher-up's Private Grim Reaper also does feel very Headhunter-esque. It's exactly what I'd use to describe a Headhunter team. But ultimately, the top-secret nature of the Headhunters, combined with that of Noble 6's past, means that we'll likely never know. The fact also remains that he was designed very much as a blank slate character by Bungie, similar to the Rookie, for the player to sort of project their own character and persona and history onto. What little history they developed for Noble 6 was just to sort of make the basis of the character interesting, so you weren't building off a completely blank slate, unlike the Rookie, which was a pure blank slate. The character of the Rookie was designed to be just the player's own persona. There was barely any history there, whereas with Noble 6, Bungie at least designed some history for him, so you have a sort of cool starting point for whatever you want to add to the character. So I guess ultimately, if you want your Noble 6 to be a headhunter, then there's absolutely nothing stopping you. There's very little canon that surrounds Noble 6, really only the things that I described in this video, and also the fact that he was a male are the only canon aspects of him. His armor and persona are very much up to the player, and it's no coincidence that a large portion of his history is shrouded in black ink, because it allows the player to create it themselves. So, I want to say thank you to Ardent, Tomahawk, Taylor, Evan, Momo, Shikata, Foxy, Mjolnir, Matthew, Pierre, Manu, Toni, Ben, Jack Madden, Eric Brown, Sam Grafton, Regan Sink, and Bruin98 for supporting the channel over on Patreon. The continued support really does mean a lot, and I also want to thank everybody for the support on recent videos. Genuinely, I'm putting a lot of work and effort and sort of research into new editing methods in these videos, and I'm just really happy that you guys are enjoying it. So thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.